What if the plain white stone you almost ignored was actually worth hundreds of dollars, or even thousands? Some white stones are common, some are collectible, and a few can become extraordinarily valuable when rarity, clarity, size, origin, treatment, and quality all come together. Gold has a relatively transparent market. Gemstones don't. Their prices can change dramatically from one specimen to another. So today, we're counting down 10 white and colorless stones that can be surprisingly valuable. And the final stone may be the most deceptive of them all. 10. Goshenite. It looks almost too ordinary to notice. Goshenite is the colorless variety of beryl, the same mineral family that gives us emerald and aquamarine. In rough form, it can resemble quartz or clear glass. It commonly forms in pegmatites, where late-stage fluids become enriched in elements such as beryllium. When the chemistry doesn't introduce strong color, nearly colorless beryl can develop. Important occurrences include Brazil, Madagascar, Pakistan, and the United States. Now for the money. According to AltGem's June 2026 price guide, Goshenite generally ranges from about $10 to $80 per carat, depending on clarity, cut, and quality. That means exceptional Goshenite can exceed the value of gold by weight, while ordinary material may not. And that's our first lesson. A white color tells you almost nothing about a stone's value. 9. White Topaz. White topaz can look like a piece of clear ice, transparent, glassy, and remarkably clean when well cut. But colorless topaz is actually one of the less valuable varieties of topaz. The International Gem Society describes colorless topaz as common and low value, with color having a much greater effect on price than size alone. For ordinary colorless material, we're generally talking about single-digit to tens of dollars per carat, with unusually large or attractive specimens potentially higher. Geologically, topaz is an aluminum fluorine silicate with a hardness of 8 on the Mohs scale. It commonly forms in cavities and fractures associated with evolved igneous rocks and pegmatites. Brazil, Pakistan, Russia, Madagascar, and the United States are important sources. There's also a weakness collectors need to know. Topaz has perfect cleavage. A hard impact in the wrong direction can split the crystal. So if you find a large, clear stone that looks like quartz, don't identify it by appearance alone. 8. White Opal. Now we're looking at a stone that doesn't need transparency to become spectacular. White opal can appear milky, cloudy, or almost wax-like. Then you move it under light, and flashes of red, green, blue, and orange suddenly appear. That's play of color. Opal forms when silica-rich water moves through rock and deposits microscopic silica particles into cavities and fractures. When those particles are arranged correctly, they interact with light and create those shifting colors. Australia is famous for opal. Ethiopia has also become an important source of precious opal, and the prices can vary dramatically. For example, Gemval's July 2026 public valuations include a 1.35 carat Ethiopian opal estimated at $554.25, or about $410 per carat. Another 9.50 carat Ethiopian opal with intense color play was estimated at $1,927.83, or about $203 per carat. These are valuation estimates, not guaranteed selling prices. And notice something interesting. The larger stone isn't automatically worth more per carat. With opal, quality is everything. Color play, pattern, body tone, transparency, treatment, origin. That's why two white opals can look similar, yet have completely different values. 7. Zircon colorless. Zircon is one of the most convincing natural diamond lookalikes. A well-cut crystal can be extremely brilliant and show strong flashes of spectral color. But natural zircon is not cubic zirconia. It's zirconium silicate, and it has an extraordinary geological story. Zircon crystals can survive for billions of years, preserving chemical information that scientists use to study ancient rocks and Earth's early history. Some crystals are nearly as old as the planet itself. Important gem sources include Sri Lanka, Cambodia, Tanzania, Myanmar, and Australia. The International Gem Society maintains a zircon price guide and notes that zircon prices vary significantly with color and quality. Its detailed numerical price table is membership-based, so rather than inventing a false universal number, a reasonable market description for good colorless gem material is tens to low hundreds of dollars per carat, with exceptional stones potentially higher. So fine zircon can be worth several times the value of the same weight in gold. But its greatest treasure may not be its price. It may be billions of years of Earth's history, locked inside a crystal you can hold between your fingers. 6. Petalite. Petalite is one of the least familiar stones on this list. Most people have never heard of it. It can be colorless, white, gray, or pale, and usually has a glassy appearance. Geologically, petalite is a lithium-aluminum silicate associated mainly with lithium-rich pegmatites. Those pegmatites can produce remarkable concentrations of unusual minerals. Known sources include Brazil, Madagascar, Sweden, Myanmar, and other localities. And here we have a very specific 2026 benchmark. According to Gemval's July 2026 market chart, colorless petalite is valued at about $29.19 per carat under its reference conditions of V, VS clarity, and excellent cut. Gemval also describes petalite as primarily a collector's stone, with eye-clean crystals being the valuable material. So $29.19 isn't a guaranteed selling price. It's a statistical market benchmark. A heavily included crystal could be worth much less. An unusually attractive specimen could command more. But the number is interesting because it sits close to the approximate per-carat value of gold. And now we're moving into stones, where quality can push the numbers much higher. 5. Danburite. Danburite is another stone that can fool the eye. Colorless danburite can look remarkably similar to quartz, but chemically, it's calcium-boron silicate. It forms in geological environments associated with high-temperature fluids and metamorphic processes. Important occurrences include Mexico, Madagascar, Myanmar, Japan, and the United States. Its hardness is around 7 to 7.5, making it suitable for jewelry. But quality matters enormously. According to Gemval's 2026 market information, colorless danburite is relatively common, and eye-clean material is the more valuable grade. Gemval also maintains current valuation data for faceted danburite, although its detailed price chart is not publicly displayed. So rather than pretending there is one exact universal number, a reasonable specialist market range is tens of dollars per carat for ordinary faceted material, with exceptional large, clean stones potentially reaching hundreds of dollars per carat. And that's an important distinction. A mineral can be relatively common, while exceptional gem-quality material is scarce. The market pays for quality. 4. White Jadeite. Jadeite is usually associated with green, but Jadeite also occurs in white, and its pricing system is very different from transparent gemstones. According to the Gemological Institute of America, Jadeite value is strongly influenced by color, transparency, and texture. The finest jadeite is intensely colored, translucent green, and is known as imperial jade. GIA also notes that jadeite is commonly sold by the piece rather than simply by carat weight. so a universal price for white jadeite would be misleading. Commercial white material can be relatively inexpensive. Fine material can reach hundreds or thousands of dollars per carat, depending on quality and market. But don't confuse those figures with the extreme prices paid for exceptional imperial green jadeite. Those are very different categories. The geology is fascinating too. Jadeite forms under high-pressure, relatively low-temperature conditions associated with subduction zones, where one tectonic plate is forced beneath another. Deep beneath converging plates, ordinary minerals can become something completely different. And now we're entering a much higher value category. 3. White sapphire. White sapphire is the colorless variety of corundum. Chemically, it's aluminum oxide, and with a Mohs hardness of 9, it is one of the hardest natural minerals on Earth. Tanzania, Australia, and the United States. But this is where the price difference becomes dramatic. A GemVol valuation dated July 2026 put a 0.75 carat colorless, heated sapphire at $153.89, about $205 per carat. Now consider an exceptional stone. A GemVol valuation for a 6.85 carat, colorless, unheated, VVS, eye clean. Sri Lankan sapphire reached $12,979.05. That's approximately $1,895 per carat. And another public GemVol valuation for a 19.65 carat, colorless, unheated, VVS sapphire reached $102,814.60. That's approximately $5,232 per carat. These are valuation estimates, not guaranteed sale prices. But the difference is enormous. If gold is around $28 per carat by weight at the reference price used here, $5,232 per carat is roughly 185 times the value of gold. Same mineral species, completely different quality. And that's why gemstone value can't be judged from color alone. 2. Euclase is where this list becomes seriously obscure. Colorless Euclase can look like clear glass. Blue and green crystals can be even more spectacular. Chemically, it is a beryllium aluminum silicate hydroxide. It forms in hydrothermal and pegmatitic environments and is known from Brazil, Colombia, Zimbabwe, Tanzania, and Russia. But Euclase has a serious weakness: perfect cleavage. A strong impact in the wrong direction can split the crystal. That makes large, clean-faceted material especially desirable. And because Euclase is a niche collector's gemstone, its market is much thinner than the markets for sapphire or diamond. Specialist market estimates generally place fine-faceted Euclase around $100 to $500 or more per carat, with exceptional large and clean specimens potentially higher. But that is an estimate, not a universal price. A dealer's asking price isn't necessarily the price a buyer will actually pay. Still, a large transparent Euclase crystal is a serious find. And now, we reach the most deceptive stone on the list. 1. Phenakite. Even the name gives away the secret. It comes from a Greek word associated with deception. And once you see one, the reason becomes obvious. Colorless phenakite can look remarkably similar to quartz. But it isn't quartz. It's beryllium orthosilicate. It forms in unusual geological environments associated with granite, pegmatites, and beryllium-rich fluids. Important sources include Brazil, Madagascar, Russia, Tanzania, Sri Lanka, and the United States. Now for the price. According to GemVol's July 2026 market chart, colorless phenakite has an average retail reference value of $29.23 per carat at 1 carat, $34.95 at 3 carats, $40.66 at 5 carats, $54.86 and 95 cents at 10 carats, and $112.10 per carat at 30 carats. Those figures assume VVS clarity and excellent cut. But there's something important to understand. Phenakite has a thin collector market. Gemval describes it as a rare gemstone valued by collectors, and its published figures are aggregated retail valuation statistics. A public Gemval valuation for a 4.08 carat, colorless, eye-clean Phenakite, for example, estimated the stone at $138.26, or about $34 per carat. So why is this number one? Not because every Phenakite is more expensive than sapphire, it isn't. And not because every crystal is worth thousands, it isn't. It's number one because few stones better fit the mystery behind this video. A stone that can look like ordinary quartz can actually be a rare collector's gemstone. Exceptional gem quality material can command hundreds or even thousands of dollars per carat in specialist markets. But prices can vary enormously because the market is thin. The deception is in the appearance. The value is hidden in the mineral itself, its rarity, its clarity, its size, its quality. And that's exactly why you should never judge a gemstone by what it looks like at first glance. The final lesson: a white stone isn't automatically valuable, and it isn't automatically worthless. The real question is, what is it? Because the most valuable stone you ever find might be the one you almost ignored. If you enjoyed this discovery, subscribe to PRO Gems for more rare gemstones, valuable minerals, and geological mysteries.